Anytime we see Stephanie White, she's standing there, paper in her hand like this. Paper in her hand like this. That's what we see Stephanie White doing. And I'm telling you right now, this upcoming game against Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings, and the Wings look good. They don't look bad. They look good, and they damn sure don't look great, but they are beatable. Very much so beatable. Now, this is going to be the biggest test of the season already. See, opening day is this weekend.
The situation around Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White has been picking up serious heat lately. Multiple clips have been circulating online, posted by various people showing White during practice sessions. Ever since team workouts got underway following the conclusion of CBA talks, a clear pattern has been hard to ignore. In most of the footage, White appears largely inactive on the court, standing in place, clapping, looking more like someone cheering from the sidelines than someone running a professional basketball program. The assistant coach, Coach Kelly, has been a totally different story. He has been moving up and down the floor with real energy, calling out instructions, reacting to plays, behaving exactly the way a coach should during a competitive session.
Now, this is going to be the biggest test of the season already. See, opening day is this weekend. Within, 2 days? So we got, 48 hours until we get to see what the Indiana Fever really is going to look like. We have not seen Lexi Hall, and I'm pretty sure that was a lot of Stephanie White idea. You know what? Maybe she should rest. We shouldn't play her. We didn't see Aaliyah Boston until Nigeria game, which was like child's play. They better come out not with 2 left feet. Because I'm telling you right now, the whole season campaign is going to be fire Stephanie White.
That contrast has not gone unnoticed. White, meanwhile, has repeatedly been spotted holding papers, stationary, saying very little that resembles actual coaching. With the season opener fast approaching, specifically the matchup against Paige Beckers and the Dallas Wings, the stakes could not feel higher. The Wings are not a pushover squad. They are a beatable team, but they are also playing with confidence. This opening game is shaping up to be the first real test of whether the Fever are ready or not.
Stephanie White. That is going to be the topic. I can almost guarantee you. There is no doubt in my mind. Caitlin Clark fans is pissed off with Stephanie White. Y'all want to know what happened yesterday? I went live yesterday, right? And instead of us mourning the loss of McConnell, no. People wanted to talk about Stephanie White. Stephanie White got to go. This has to stop. Now, there was some footage from the Indiana Fever that was dropped by the admin yesterday. Now, why they dropping this footage, I have no clue.
Several questions have already been raised about lineup decisions. Lexi Hall has yet to make an appearance in any meaningful action, which many believe traces back to White's choices about rest and usage. Aaliyah Boston only saw real floor time against Nigeria, a matchup that did not exactly reveal much about the team's true readiness. If the Fever come out flat in the opener, the calls to remove White from her position are expected to grow extremely loud and fast. The dominant conversation throughout the entire season looks like it could center on her job security. Fan frustration has been building steadily.
Admin yesterday. Now, why they dropping this footage, I have no clue whatsoever. One thing I can say, I think the Fever admins need to drop footage that caters more to the fans, because that's essentially why y'all dropping the footage, is to, get the fans hype, get ready for the season. Now, these little experiments y'all doing just ain't it. I just got to be honest. Now, granted, they can't get on board to be all like, hell, Stephanie White just standing there clapping like a cheerleader. No, they can't do all that. But something that they can do is play some, at least with her coaching. Come on, Caitlin. We need you to go right. Go left.
During a recent live discussion online, the loss of McConnell was barely the subject. The audience pushed conversation almost entirely toward White and whether she should remain in her role. The feeling among a large portion of the fan base is unmistakably clear. The Fever organization released promotional footage recently that was meant to build excitement ahead of the new season. Instead of landing well, the clip drew widespread criticism. In the video, White was mic'd up and featured prominently.
But something that they can do is play some, at least with her coaching. Come on, Caitlin. We need you to go right, go left, shoot a three, send the ball to Caitlin. Something. Give us something to be happy about. Because I'm telling you right now, this footage they dropped yesterday, oh my God. Guys, this is not it. This is not it at all, man. Let's pull it up right now and let me show y'all what the hell I'm talking about, because they in trouble. They're in a world of trouble. Now, this is the footage right here. Let me scroll down.
What viewers heard was a string of basic, generic encouragements. Great cut, good mismatch, nice, delivered with the kind of energy typically associated with a youth cheerleading squad, not an elite-level coaching staff. Reactions online were swift and negative. Fan and commentator Evelyn Dr. summed up the mood directly. The organization appears to be running a full promotional campaign for the coach rather than spotlighting the players that people actually pay to watch. The message was that supporters are not going to be talked into enthusiasm through carefully arranged content. They want results on the court. They want to see how Caitlin Clark is being utilized, not sidelined, not parked on the perimeter getting ignored, but genuinely central to the offensive system.
Now, this is the footage right here. Let me scroll down. We're going to go over this stuff here because they showed the final roster. So this is the clip. And what's crazy about this clip, I missed this clip yesterday. This clip came out yesterday morning. It said, our coach allowed a supporter, Stephanie White, mic'd up. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Let's watch this. Let's watch it.
Don't be trying to get athletic. Just be bullied. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah, KK. Come on, y'all.
Evelyn Dr. also shared that after spending heavily last season covering home games, road trips to Dallas and New York, merchandise, and the All-Star event, the decision has been made to hold back entirely this year. No spending on the franchise until the product on the court earns it. Only Clark's personal brand deals are receiving support. That sentiment has been echoed widely by others who feel the same way after a frustrating previous season. The timing matters here too. While players get injured and miss time, coaches do not have that excuse.
Yeah, KK. Come on, Yellow. Yeah, tell him, Mike. Come on. Great cut. Great cut. Good. Mismatch. Yes. Good, Didi. Good, Tori. Good. Nice, yes. Good. Good.
What the hell is this? What the hell? Good. Nice cut.
A coaching staff is expected to show up and perform every single night. The criticism is not that the team lacks talent, it is that the talent is not being developed or deployed in a way that reflects smart, engaged leadership. There have been clips showing Clark expressing warmth toward White publicly, and it would be unfair to say there is open conflict between the two. However, Clark has also been more vocal recently about her expectations for how the offense should operate. Her comments about controlling the ball and having the game run through her were pointed. Meanwhile, reports have emerged, suggesting the coaching staff has been designing plays around Kelsey Mitchell, getting to her preferred spots on the left side of the floor, not Clark.
She sound like a damn cheerleader. They gotta be, bruh, they playing. Evelyn Dr. said, why does it feel like the Fever are running a full PR campaign for Stephanie White instead of promoting the actual players people paid to see? Exactly. I'm sure she's a nice person, but she's not the franchise superstar, nor do fans pay to watch her. Fans are not stupid.
Opening day will answer a lot of questions very quickly. How plays are drawn up, how Clark is actually being used, how the team responds in a competitive setting against a real opponent, all of it is about to be tested under full public view. The patience among the fan base is thin, and the organization's choice to lead with coach-centered promotional content instead of basketball results has only made things more tense heading into the start of the season. Training camp footage from the Indiana Fever reveals something worth paying close attention to: Caitlin Clark working on moves that simply were not part of her professional game before. A few of those moments stand out instantly. These are deliberate additions, not accidents, and they signal a real shift in how her offensive arsenal is being built.
Going left. And the expectation is teams try to go over screens on Caitlin Clark going left because she shoots that step back. She turns the corner on that, because if you go over a screen, you're susceptible to be beaten when you turn the corner. She then takes the defender here, and this is a big thing. So defender steps over. She takes the extra dribble to get into this position here, and this is a layup that can only go in with the right hand. She gets her body right side of the defender off a one step into a layup. Like, not that that's the most impressive.
In one clip, Clark comes across the paint moving left. Now, teams have been comfortable sending defenders over screens on her left side because that's where she likes to launch the step back. Going over a screen leaves a defender open to getting beaten off the corner, and Clark has taken advantage of that. But in this sequence, she draws the defender to step over, takes one extra dribble to find her footing, and finishes right-handed on the left side. Clean, simple. The kind of layup most professional guards can pull off.
Into a layup. Like, not that that's the most impressive thing in the world. You should expect 80 to 90% of pro guards to do it. But the problem with Caitlin Clark is that she's been one-dimensional. That is a thing. And to be honest, like, when you are as good as Caitlin Clark is, sometimes if they can't stomp to one dimension, it doesn't really matter. So, from this possession right here, I just want to show you guys how bad this looked. So, Myisha Hines-Allen, the ball comes in from pick and roll. It's on the wing. Flare screen from Lexi. Lexi cuts into a pick and roll.
The point is not that the finish itself is remarkable, it is that Clark has not been doing this at the professional level. The knock on her has always been that she plays one direction. When you are as explosive as she is, sometimes that singularity does not hurt you because nobody can stop the one thing anyway, but finishing the other way is a genuine addition. There is also a possession in the same training camp footage that illustrates exactly what broken team offense looks like. A pick and roll develops on the wing.
Into a pick and roll. KK Timpson does nothing, and then Sophie Cunningham throws it up to Lexi, who gets swatted. That is a objectively bad offense. This is what I like to call the equal opportunity offense, as in there's no target to get the ball to. It is just pass the ball around and shoot an open shot. And the problem is that KK Timpson, if you watch KK Timpson is.
A flare screen gets called. The post player drifts to the corner and does absolutely nothing. No cut, no set, no movement. The ball swings around, ends up with a guard who dribbles without
an open shot. And the problem is that KK Timpson, if you watch KK Timpson is, I think what Myisha Hines-Allen does is fine display. I think Ty Harris is fine display. KK Timpson is standing in the corner for no reason. And that is not a flare screen. She does nothing there. She does literally nothing. And the ball gets swung to Sophie, who dribbles to nowhere, who kicks it to Lexi, who's guarded and shoots a guarded three. Like, that is everything wrong with equal opportunity motion offense. The purpose of basketball is
not just open ones, quality ones. It does not matter how freely the ball moves if it keeps landing in the hands of whoever happens to be available. Motion offense without a priority target turns into noise. Even at the top levels in Europe, full equal opportunity systems are rare. The ones that work have a decision maker, somebody reading the floor and knowing exactly where the ball should go. Distributing evenly among whoever is open is not a strategy.
Football is to get open shots 99% of the time. Or say not even 99% of the time, because it's just not true. The Indiana Fever literally nearly made the finals hitting tough shots. But over the course of 10 years, the team who shoots the better quality shots normally wins. And the point is to generate those high quality shots. And if you are intentionally not generating high quality shots and generating shots for whoever,
it is the absence of one. Back to Clark, and a possession that is genuinely different. The ball moves to a guard, a fake handoff is run for Clark, who catches going right, and she puts it up bang. That catch and the shot that followed came off her right hip. That is not a shot Clark would have taken before. Not in practice, not in games.
Shots for whoever, it's going to be bad. There's a reason why. Like, even in Europe, you're not seeing full motion offenses unless, of course, you have a Leah or like a Jokic. And even still, players are coming off pin downs. Jokic is making these decisions, and you've got a savant who's calculating in his head what is the best option, rather than, no offense to Myisha Hines-Allen, who's a good passer, who's just passing it to whoever's open. But this...
Everyone in the league knows the scouting report on Clark. Going left, she is pulling up. Going right, she is heading to the basket. That has been the blueprint. But knowing a scouting report and actually stopping the player are two different things. Michael Jordan famously laid out the game plan for LeBron James in 2013. Go right, he drives. Go left, he pulls up.
Passing to whoever's open. But this possession right here, I really like different Caitlin here. So, you got Raven there running the one. Ball goes to Aaliyah. Aaliyah runs a fake handoff to Caitlin, throws it there. Caitlin puts it up going right, bang. And you might be saying, oh, this doesn't really mean anything. It's a crazy shot. Caitlin Clark came off a fucking flare going right. She came off a kind of flare going right and put up the shot off her.
A week later in the Eastern Conference Finals, LeBron went left and took a layup on Paul George, essentially acknowledging the report existed and doing it anyway. There is also a mechanical reason this matters specifically for Clark. She is a left-eye dominant shooter. The ball releases from the left side of her face. Players who shoot that way are naturally more comfortable going right because the ball does not have to travel across the body to get into shooting position.
Flare going right and put up the shot off her right catch. She shot it from her right, almost from her right hip. That is not a shot Caitlin Clark would have ever taken, even in practice. Everybody knows the game plan for Caitlin. And that's the thing where people are like, oh, people know the game plan for Caitlin. It's like, well, yeah, everybody knows the game plan for everybody. Like, Michael Jordan literally came out and said, I have the game plan for LeBron in 2013, and goes, if LeBron goes right, he's going to the basket. If he goes left, he's pulling up. And then, like, a week later,
Going left, she is already loaded. Going right requires more adjustment. That is why, purely from a shooting mechanics standpoint, pulling up going right is harder for a left-eye dominant player. It is not a mental block, it is just physics.